working on costumes. This water pump leaks. I didn't get it on camera. I'm out of breath and fat. This was done yesterday, so it's already more orangey color. Which means I have to take all this junk off the front. Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Small Block Saloon. Today we're going to continue working on a Wasteland project car, some costumes, some prep for the Wasteland event, and I don't know, who knows. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? Guess what? We're getting ready to go to the desert. It's probably going to be hot. One vital thing to having a car driving around the desert is not overheating. This water pump leaks. So guess what we're getting ready to do? Change the water pump. Which means I have to take all this junk off the front. But gotta be done. So let's get into it. Okay YouTube, so we got a new water pump, and we're at that critical stage where we ask the question, do we silicone the gasket or do we just stick it on dry? And there's two different mindsets here, two different thought processes. If it was a brand new or newer car with new OEM parts and OEM type high dollar gaskets, I say just put it together dry, no silicone. Clearly that's not what we have here. We have junk with the cheapest parts we could get from Amazon, Rock Auto, O'Reilly's, wherever. Not Joe's calling. What's up, man? I'm in the middle of filming a video. Say hi to the camera. I got you on private, but yeah. Let me call you right back. Alright, man. Not Joe said hello. So anyway, with this being the hunk of junk it is, I'm going to smear some silicone on here and slap it back together. Just because I know this stuff's been sanded, it's had 5 or 6 gaskets. It's such a pain to take all this stuff apart. I want to give it the best chance sealing. I'm going to put silicone on it, I'm going to bolt it back together tonight, and we're going to let it sit till tomorrow before we even put water in it. So let me do that next. Need to clean this gasket off. That, my friends, looks good enough for who it's for. Let's put a new one on. Alright guys, water pump's back on. Only thing left to do is fill it up with water and cool it. See if it leaks. Hopefully it don't. Alright guys, working on the back of the car. Had a little mishap. You can't really see a lot out of the back of one of these Torinos anyway, much less with all this going on. Long story short, I backed it into a pallet over here and broke the step. It was an aluminum step, and originally I was just going to take it off, but I kind of like the way the car looks with a step on each side, so I had broke that one before also and reinforced it. I think I'm just going to reinforce this one now. Another thing we're going to do is these thunder sticks are like only 5 foot tall or so, 5.5 foot tall, and the ones up on the bumper are fine, but these bottom two, I want to extend them up probably like another 2 feet to just look, it'll look better. On camera they look good, but in person they look a little short, so probably do all that welding at one time next. Alright YouTube, we got the steps welded on. Still gonna get like some JB weld to secure this aluminum part just so it don't fall off. I might put some clamps or something on it, you know, but it's secure, it's all welded up. While we got the welder out, we're gonna go ahead and extend our thunder sticks another 2.5 foot. Alright YouTube, so got a piece of EMT here, 3/4. That's what I make my thunder sticks out of most of the time. I might actually build one on camera in another video or this video, but I'm got a piece of 3/4, got a piece of 1/2. I'm gonna put a piece of 1/2 in here as a stent, just to really reinforce the weld, and then I'll weld it up, and we'll run some electrical tape around and make them black. That'll be that. Alright YouTube, so there's the thunder sticks extended. They look really high on camera, but in real life they look correct now. They look too short before. This camera makes it gives you an optical illusion. They look too tall, but in person they look just right now. Alright guys, so the 42 or so of y'all that watched last week's video know we couldn't use the little sleeper. So this is going to be our alternative solution. It's a Coleman Insta Up cabin tent. It's supposed to be, for the price, about the best all-around tent to use out there. I got it specifically for one reason I'll get into a little later, but we'll open it up and check it out. It's supposed to be 1 minute setup. I doubt it, but we'll see. Alright, so that was pretty quick. That was real time. First time it ever been open, so I had to figure out how to get it out of the cardboard there. But yeah, pretty quick. I'm gonna move the camera around to the other side of the doors. Actually on the other side, I had no idea. So my timer says 3 minutes 30 seconds. I'll take it. That's by myself. It'd be even faster if you had somebody to do the other side. So let me get it staked down, move the camera, cut you back on. Alright YouTube, so I just got it staked down real quick with the small stakes that come with it. When we go to Wasteland, we'll be using rebar and guide wires. I didn't put the guide wires out. But as you can see, it's pretty tall. I mean, I'm not a tall guy, but I can stand up completely in here. And one of the reasons we chose this tent was because, I'll bring you in here, but okay, I'll bring you in here, but one of the reasons we chose this tent was because once you zip up all these windows, it's very little ventilation. That might sound bad, but I think it's going to be good for us because we want it to not ventilate, and I'll show you why. YouTube, so this is going to be our weapon to beat the heat at Wasteland weekend. Magnavox 12,000 BTU stand-up AC. So we got a small generator we're going to run it off of, but it's about 90 degrees here today, which I know it's going to be hotter than that Wasteland, but I'm going to see how to do, so let's get it. Alright YouTube, we're going to let that run about 15 minutes or so. It's a little bit past 11:45. We'll check it about 15 minutes, about noon. And then we'll check it again about 1, see what it looks like in there. Alright guys, so I gotta tell you what just happened. I didn't get it on camera. I'm out of breath and fat. I didn't get it on camera because I just cut the camera off. It's been about 5 minutes since the last time I talked to you. Anyway, I'd watched some YouTube videos and I heard some guys talking about ventilation, and I was like, I ain't ventilating nothing. I want to keep cold air in, you know, I want to stay cool. I didn't have any of the vents open on this tent when I plugged up that air conditioning. And after about 3 or 4 minutes, maybe less, I turned around, I heard something. I walked over there to work on the car. I turned around and looked, and the tent was starting to collapse in on itself. Like a freeze dry bag, like you meat in the grocery store. So I ran over and unplugged the air conditioning. What it was doing inside that motor, that 12,000 BT motor, I guess it was strong enough it was making a suction and pulling the tent down. I mean, it was about half the height. I thought it was going to mess up my poles, but seems to be working now. I got the little vents in the top open. I got a couple of the windows cracked about 2 or 3 inches. I don't want to let too much AC out, but just enough to keep it from doing that. So note to self, to anybody using one of these air conditioners in their tent, the reason people say they need to be ventilated is because they'll actually collapse the tent. I had no idea, and maybe I'm an idiot. Well, I am an idiot, but maybe you didn't know either. So take it from me, crack the vent. We'll give it about 10 minutes and check out how cool it is in there. It ain't too bad. It's real nice right in front of it. I think I might have too much ventilation. We're gonna seal some of these vents up and see what happens. I got this one open a little bit much. And the floor, you guys can't see it, but the floor's got like a tarp on it. It starts to pull up where this air conditioner's actually sucking. Let me see if I can get you guys. It's pulling up like an air balloon. And I can tell the tent's starting to suck in some too, so. I wonder if it'd be better with those vents closed and just a little vent on each side open. My thought was the heat could go out the top. Air conditioning, colder air would stay lower. I'm stepping on the floor over here and it's picking up where you guys are. Alright, I don't think that's enough vent. This is gonna be a whole thing right here. Oh man, maybe I should have got the tent that was more ventilated. I don't know. I can't really see it. It's making a whole lot of difference as far as unzipping these windows. It don't feel bad though. I mean, it's definitely doing, it's definitely working. It's also definitely pulling this stuff in. I know they make them with a inlet and an outlet. That might be what I need to look into. Then this won't be an issue. Find out. See what I can figure out. We'll get back to you when we got an update. Alright guys, so keeping with the theme of this video being all over the place, we're working on costumes. So this is one I've gotten started. It's started out as just a cheap skull mask from wherever, Halloween store, probably a few years ago. I've had a lot of leather work. My inspiration was kind of the Marauder from Furiosa that the mom steals the mask from, or kills and takes the identity from. Also a little bit of Bullet Farmer. I like that bullet headdress. Of course, we got the single side shoulder pad, Immortan Joe emblem. The belt has some more bullets and pouches, and on the back, ouch, there's a this shop is wrecked. There's a large meat cleaver or corn knife or whatever you want to call it, and this is actual real, it's made out of plywood, but this is actual real rust. I'll show you guys how to do that. And another cool feature on the back of the mask is oh yeah, and I'm wearing this, I'm trying to break this leather in. It's a lot of leather work on this costume. So back of this mask is another face. I got to finish painting it. I built this respirator looking piece that's gonna go down the harness. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. I got a couple more that I'm gonna build. I'm gonna have about 3 costumes to go to Wasteland with, but I'll update you when I got some more, when I'm further along and got some more papers. Alright guys, so working on this big cleaver. I figure I'd show you guys how I make this rust. It's real rust. This is plywood. First thing I do is I soak the plywood in just wood glue with a paintbrush, smooth it all out. Then I'll put some base paint on it. On this one I just use black and some orange and I think it was like some brick color on there. Doesn't really matter. Black's fine if you just use black. Next thing is you take some spray adhesive. Super 77 is what I got here, but any spray adhesive will work. And this can's about empty. The nozzle stopped up. What you want to do is give it a real good coat. Alright, let that tack up for a few minutes. Again, it's plywood. I cut out the shape. I use wood glue. Then I put wood glue on it, let the wood glue dry. Then I put a base color paint on it. Spray adhesive. Here's the secret to making rust on props or whatever. They sell paints and stuff, and I mean that's fine. I got friends with companies that own, false patina paint companies and products and stuff. But this is the way anybody can do it. What I have here is a bag of just brake dust shavings, or brake lathe shavings from local auto parts mechanic repair. He turns rotors. I just go get a scoop of brake dust or brake shavings every now and then, and put it in a bag. And it's basically iron shavings. And what you do, I'm trying to make sure I just get a pinch, and I literally just I guess I'll go this way so you guys can see it. I literally just, well, that was too much, but I literally just try to sprinkle it on there. And you can't mess it up. It's one of those things where you'll have to apply it 3 or 4 times anyway. So and the heavier it is, the more the rust in those areas. But you got to watch it, because if it's too heavy, it'll lay on top of itself and it won't get on the glue. So it's kind of you just want to cover the whole prop. with a few shavings. That's pretty much it. I don't know how many times I pinched the bag, but I don't know, 4 or 5. You still got this much left. It don't take very much at all. Now you just want to let this sit, let that glue tack up. I'll cut you back on when it's time for the next step. Okay guys, so continue to work on the costume here. What I want to do is add some spark plugs, kind of like spikes. So I kind of got an idea where I want to put them. And it seems like I can drill that size hole and then a 1/2 inch hole. I've done one test hole here already. You guys could probably see it. I don't know what kind of material football shoulder pads are made out of, but it's tough to drill. It's plastic, but it's tough to drill. Alright guys, so my battery died. If you watch this channel a lot, you know that happens a lot. I'm using the Fisher Price drill now. Have a few holes drilled. I'm just trying to force these spark plugs in here and start to thread them. I'm trying not to be in front of the camera. I also got a couple different types because I want to make them look different. Alright. Kind of gives me a cool look. That's kind of what I was after. These costumes are all about the layers, man. This set of shoulder pads was like really small. They were like for a kid. That's what I had. This is an old knee pad. This rig was a Vietnam era loadout rig or whatever. It's just miscellaneous stuff cobbled together, but at the end of the day, that's how it would be in the Mad Max universe, so that's what we're going to do. Let me see how it looks on camera. Oh yeah, y'all can kind of see it. Alright, so I'm going to keep on. I'll cut you back on when I got another update. Alright guys, so it's been about 15-20 minutes since we sprayed that, and that glue should be pretty set up now. Here's what you do next. I got a spray bottle here. It's half and half water, hydrogen peroxide, and then like a tablespoon of salt. And I just shake it up real good. And when I spray it on here, I'm gonna spray it as a mist. And I'm gonna leave this real time. I'm not gonna time lapse this. I want you to see how quick this stuff starts to change. So we've just barely missed it, because what we want to do is get it wet where it's sticky but not saturated, right? Okay, now that we got it it started to be wet a little bit, we're going to really soak it down. And if you're out in the sun, it happens even faster. I'm inside, but it starts to change instant. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm starting to see it change already in here. Sometimes it'll start to fizz, like you can actually see the peroxide, I can see it right here. It's starting to fizz up a little bit right there. And what it is just reacting to the, it's the hydrogen peroxide reacting to the iron. You don't want to put too much on it and wash it off, because it will. Alright, we're going to let that sit, and in about 10 minutes or so, I'll cut it back on and show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so I'm still working on costumes. Got this jacket done. I bought this belt. It's like a wide, like Viking style belt. I put the Immortan Joe emblem on it. I painted it orange and white first and sanded it up, so it's gonna have some color variation. And now what I got, it's raw steel from where I sanded it. I have salt water and hydrogen peroxide, about a 50-50 mix, and I'm just gonna spray mist a little bit on this emblem here and just let it sit, and I'll bring you back and show you updates when it starts to rust. Alright guys, so it's been about 15 minutes. I used a heat gun. It's completely rusted over. I might put some more glue on it or put some vinegar on it, make it age some more. This was done yesterday, so it's already more orangey color. It'll continue to rust. It's real rust, so it continued just to look better. But I did this mask yesterday as well. I don't know how it shows up on camera, but it's plastic. This is metal, the jaw's metal, but inside just plastic. So it's a cheap, easy way to get cool effects. Alright YouTube, I brought this belt outside so you can actually see it's starting to really rust good now. That white paint and the orange paint that I put on there and sanded off, that's going to give it a real flame effect where it really looks like fire. And the rust will just continue to come out some. If I really wanted to make it rough looking, I'd put some of my iron shavings on there, but I want to leave this looking a little different. But yeah, pretty happy with that. There's the one that's on the front of the car, very similar. Alright guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for another one. I know, again, I said the last few videos all over the place. We've worked on the car in this video. We worked on, I don't know if you saw me work on the bike, but we worked on the bike some. The tent, we found out how not to put an air conditioner in the tent, which I got an idea for that. You'll probably see in my next video. If not, you'll see it at Wasteland. I can fix that. I know how to do that. Some costuming stuff, some weapons, some props, some rust paint. Right now today, I think we got, I want to say it's something like 15 days or 14 days before we leave. So, I mean, it's time. It might even be less than that. I'm trying to quit looking. I was out here all day yesterday from 7 in the morning till about 10 at night. I put in about, I don't know, whatever that is, 15 hours. But it's getting there. I feel like we're in a good place, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and it's gonna all be worth it, I hope. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. For all the people that have commented in the last few videos, thumbs up, like, shared, all that stuff, hey, I appreciate it. You guys have really kept me going, because if it weren't for these videos, I would still be doing this, but this gives me like a deadline, like a timeline every week. I got to be done by a certain time on Sunday, and whatever it is, it is. So I want to get things done for the film, for the footage, for you guys, and it's checking things off the list. So I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. Watch one of the other videos if you're new here. We appreciate it. You can see how I built this raggedy car and the bike, and what I've been doing for the last year. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.